It's a deeply human instinct to want to look back and put the recent past into some sort of order, of structure, to make sense of it all. At FRS, we do this every year, usually by means of a glossy annual review. We turn the pages and gain a warm glow from reading about the many activities and successes that our community embodies. This year, our annual review is very different. We've made the bold step into a digital age with Susan Rubin's help. I'm sure you are all looking forward, as I am, to seeing the annual review come to life on our screens. Now, as your chair, I'd like to take a few moments to acknowledge the many individuals who've contributed so much to our community's achievements over the last year. Firstly, I really want to say a massive thank you to our clergy team, who've truly gone the extra mile to engage, hold, inspire, and comfort our community, and who have exceeded all of our expectations. If we had a customer survey, I know we would all be awarding 10 stars to them for "Did our representative understand and address your issue?" I'd also like to thank our professional team. Since the pandemic started, it's been fashionable to use the word pivot to describe how an organisation changes its ways of working in response. But that single word contains a myriad of implications and complications. How to make sure the post is redirected, how to balance childcare with work, how to deal with shielding and self-isolation while still doing the day job, how to organise a relocation under the most difficult circumstances, and also for our fabulous kindergarten team who've enabled us to stay open despite all the challenges. And our lay leadership has been amazing. Volunteers who've been supporting our Zoom services on a weekly basis without fail, who've been continuing to enable vital social programming such as Singing for Memory, Shopping for Disadvantaged Families, continuing to deliver support for homeless people in Barnet, calling fellow members as part of our Connectors programme, keeping our finances on track, and many more. If our clergy and professional team are the heart and skeleton of our community, then our lay leaders are truly its muscles and limbs. At this time, I'd like to give special mention to the groups of volunteers who've driven forward our rebuilding project, giving generously of their time and expertise to make sure we stay on course. As I write this, we are in the final few weeks before construction begins, but it has taken a massive effort by a group of incredibly dedicated people to get us to this point. Of course, in discussing the rebuilding project, I must also thank you, our members, for your support, which has made it possible for us to move ahead. A year ago, it was very uncertain whether our fundraising efforts would bring the success we needed. We now have enough to go ahead, although we will, of course, continue to fundraise to help reduce the amount that we need to borrow and to help buy those extra items that we know we need, including new chairs. Finally, I need to thank you all for being part of this amazing community, for being there on Zoom services, always with a smile and a greeting, for your ideas and suggestions for new ways in which we can engage not only with our own membership, but also with others who've enriched us by joining our activities and services, like the Hull community over the High Holy Days. So, how am I feeling as we draw the curtain over last year and turn our eyes to the future? Intensely proud of what we've achieved together, and looking forward to the next year with confidence that, despite the many challenges that remain, together we will emerge from this crisis and will develop a shared approach to post-COVID community life as we watch our new synagogue rise from the ground.
Of all the years that we need to review, this certainly wouldn't be my favourite one to need to look back on. A community so filled with grief and loss. A world where we had our lives stripped back, removing all that brings us joy and colour. And yet, as a community, it's been a year in which we've had to ask ourselves the most significant questions. Who are we? What do we do and why do we do it? And therefore, if we're told that we can't do things in the way that we've always done them, why are we doing them? What do we hope people will get out of these moments? And therefore, how can we recreate them in a way that's safe, in a way that enables people to cope through this last year? This really has been the year of creativity, a year where we've been able to support each other, to be able to hold each other through an experience we never imagined we'd have to live through. And I hope that as we review the year that's passed and look to the future, we'll be able to see how much learning we can take with us as we build back for a new chapter in our synagogue history and in the world. That we've understood so much of how we benefit from being part of a community, both near and far. We've learnt the essence of what Shabbat and our festivals are. We can dream, looking to the future. We've pressed go on a building project that means when we think about coming back together, we're coming back together in a new space. But with that comes all the learning of this last year and of a lifetime of FRS's history, so that we can build it back stronger and be together again.